MP Bandar Kuching Dr. Kevin Yee has suggested utilizing revenue from excise taxes on nicotine-containing vape liquids or e-cigarettes to promote equitable pay for healthcare personnel. He emphasized the significance of equal remuneration for all medical specialties and advised re-evaluating the on-call allowance. This is because equal remuneration for all medical specialties, regardless of the specific field or specialization within medicine, practitioners should be compensated fairly for their work. Then, he proposed 3 budgetary plans for 2023, including putting an emphasis on preventive and primary care, allocating cash for structural changes, and tackling the socio-economic determinants of health, which aim to create a more holistic and sustainable healthcare system. Apart from that, he also suggested creating a task force to decrease leakage and waste in health expenditure, leading to a more efficient and sustainable healthcare system.
Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani. E-cigarettes have become a highly discussed topic in society, especially in the medical and health sector. It is usually levied by the government or relevant authorities to regulate the use of electronic cigarettes, plan public health policies, and collect revenue for financial purposes. Several issues that can be found that will have a significant impact on the society and the development of the country. The first issue on e-cigarette tax revenue is a leakage of funds in healthcare system. Leakage of funds in healthcare system can occur when money intended for healthcare services is misused, embezzled, or inefficiently spent, resulting in a reduction of available funds for essential healthcare services. According to Dr. Yee, who is the head of Parliament's Special Select Committee on Health, Science and Innovation, previously believed that proper management and allocation of resources was essential to improve the healthcare system in Malaysia. The efficiency and effectiveness of health expenditure are crucial for ensuring that funds are used to improve health outcomes and provide adequate healthcare system. The need for fair compensation for healthcare workers will be the second issue on e-cigarettes of tax revenue. According to healthcare, allowance payments are not comparable with the scope of their duties. With a low amount of allowance, it will affect the employee's work performance and it will have an impact on the organization. According to a survey published by the health news site Code Blue, 288 workers are still considering leaving their healthcare jobs due to excessive workload, lack of resources, unfair wages, and so on. In addition, sharing from contract doctors that they are paid 200 to work 28 hours. The basic salary received was only 2,000 ringgit despite having to shoulder the same workload and responsibilities as other full-time doctors. Lastly, the issue of tax revenue on e-cigarette is insufficient allocation from structural reform. It refers to the lack or absence of sufficient funds provided to the health field to effect changes or reform in infrastructure, systems, services, or policies. According to Dr. Yee, the allocation received of Rm 36.3 billion was not enough to reform the country's health structure. A larger and appropriate amount is needed so that it can penetrate deep into the healthcare system. Lack of allocation provided, it will affect the development of infrastructure such as hospitals, clinic, and treatment centers. As an example, the lack of essential medical equipment as well as the inability to cope with the growing needs of patients who are one of such effects.
Now, let's take a look for more details regarding this issue.
For the implication, the issue of funds leakage in healthcare can result in a significant underfunding of essential healthcare services, which could impact the overall financial in healthcare system. If there is leakage of funds within the broader healthcare budget, it could exacerbate existing issues such as low morale among healthcare workers and potential considerations of leaving the government healthcare jobs. This may impact the quality of healthcare services provided to the public. If the funds collected from sin tax on e-cigarette are not allocated efficiently and transparently, it may contribute to the ongoing challenges faced by the healthcare workers. If the government not pay fair compensation to the healthcare workers, this can lead to workforce shortage. When healthcare workers become dissatisfied with their working conditions, including issues related to allowance, it can lead to healthcare workers deciding to leave their government healthcare jobs in search of better opportunities. For instance, as the demand for healthcare services continue to rise, a shortage of healthcare professionals can result in challenges in meeting the healthcare needs of the population. This situation may lead to delay or inadequate healthcare services for individuals seeking medical attention. Lastly, insufficient allocations of funds for structural reforms may hinder the healthcare system's ability to enhance its overall efficiency and effectiveness. Structural reforms often involve addressing fundamental aspects of the healthcare system, such as organizational process, technology integration, and infrastructure development. However, without adequate funding, the implementation of such reforms becomes challenging. This could result in outdated systems. Workforce may struggle to keep pace with evolving healthcare demands.
From what we can see just now, proving that using e-cigarette can facilitate to support healthcare workers' pay. Now, let's have a look at our citizen suggestions regarding the issue of e-cigarette, which conducted by our ADS653 news report.
So what is your recommendation about e-cigarette tax revenue?
Okay, the first recommendation of e-cigarette tax revenue is government should realign of a pay of for all healthcare workers in accordance with their duties. This is because payment of salaries for each employee regardless or rank or profession should be better adjusted in proportion to the scope of duties assigned. For example, wages in the health sector such as doctors, pharmacists, medical assistants and so on. So besides that, by taxing e-cigarettes to consumers, it will have an impact of the salaries received by the health workers. Thus, e-cigarettes are associated with the health sector and involve workers in the session.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes?
May I have a little bit of your time?
Yes, sure.
I would like to ask you regarding the issue of e-cigarette tax. Do you have any recommendation that could be improved by the government?
Well, I think the best way that can be implemented by the government is through making a proper management and allocating resources in the structural healthcare system in Malaysia. For instance, the government can use e-cigarettes tax revenue to renew the healthcare system where people are able to use universal payment methods that can access both public and private facilities. Or maybe the government can improve the healthcare system that is comparable to the systems abroad.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you to those that have voiced out their opinions regarding this issue. That's all from Today Live News. Once again, I'm Alia Maisara delivering news from ADS653 studio. Thank you for watching.